Good afternoon, folks. I'm out in my backyard at home today and I'm making a video that's probably not going to be very long for this week. I've got another lantern to work on, but I don't think it's going to take much to get it going. Got a Canadian lantern, a Beacon. The Beacon line started clear back in like 1911, but this one is from the 1930s. And this is after they became General Steelwares, so it's a GSW quality, guaranteed windproof. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Guaranteed windproof. Then on this side it's got the GSW logo down there. I have to do a little straightening on that. Need a little bent up. It's kind of neat how the bail clips go through there. A little different design than you see on most. But I don't think it's going to take too much to get this going. I forgot about that. Look at that, made in Canada. That's pretty cool. We'll see if you can see the Beacon logo up there. It's actually a little bit dark back here, and believe it or not, for the date being August 6th today, it's chilly out here. I could use a long sleeve shirt. Actually, I'll look at my phone to see what the temperature says. Well, according to my phone, it's 65 degrees out here. Kind of overcast, it's breezy. You can probably hear the wind. It's drizzled off and on today, so it is a bit chilly out here. But we're going to work on the lantern anyway. I've done nothing with this since I got it home. I brought it home, stuck it in the garage, and have been busy, and finally today I wanted to get it out and get a video made of it. I've not even taken the fuel cap off. You can see I've not even taken the globe off. The globe's still full of bugs and spider webs, but I do not believe it's going to take much to get this going. I just now tried turning the wick riser and it does seem like that might be stuck, so we might have to work on that just a little bit. But I guess first things first. Yep, fuel cap turns. Ooh, there we go. Turned for a while and then got stuck. Fuel cap doesn't look too bad. The inside of the fountain looks pretty clean. I don't hear any rust rattling around in there, and I can see a wick in there, so I know it's got some wick in it. Ooh, that's stiff. Well, let's see here. Get that loosened up. Might as well go ahead and get the globe out of here too. I'll have to run up and clean that up. That might, there we go. Now, before I do anything else, let's shake the dead bugs off of it. Oh goodness, it's packed full of dead bugs. Let's see if we can straighten up that wire a little bit too. There we go. That's a little better. I'm sure I'll have to adjust it a little bit more once I get the glass put back in it. Let's tip that over out of the way. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's dead bugs down in the burner cone and everything. It's kind of a mess. It doesn't look like this burner cone has any tabs, like some of them push down and turn a little bit to lock it in place. I don't see anything like that. It looks like it just lifts straight up to come off of there. So I'm just gonna get the screwdriver and just try to pop it straight up. Oh, well, that wasn't that bad. I was afraid as rusty as this is, which I actually like. I'm not going to clean it up very much. But I figured as rusty as it is, and as many dead bugs were in there, it might be stuck. Oh my gosh, look at all the dead bugs on there. This thing has sat somewhere for a long time. There is spider webs and bug nests and stuff up in the vent. They're all over. Fortunately, the inside of the tank looks really good, but man, everything else is full of bugs. So I am probably gonna have to take this up to the garage and blow some air through the vents on the side of it, the air tubes. I'll bet you they are full of bugs too, as much as there is in everything else. Burner's a little seized in there, but I've never had one so far that I couldn't get out. So pry on them just a little bit and rock them around a little bit, and they'll usually pop loose and come out of there. But there we go. You usually don't have to get too aggressive. Usually just a little bit of prying. Once they pop like that and break loose, then they'll wiggle around and come out of there. I have had some before that I had to soak with some penetrating oil, but usually you can get them to pop out of there. This one's still being stubborn. It's wiggling back and forth, but it's not coming out yet. Okay, I got it pulled loose. Finally got it to break loose. It was rusted in there pretty good. Holy cow, that's got a lot of wick on it. Dang, they got a whole foot of wick on there. I'm gonna see if I can get the wick. Let's see, that's on that, so you gotta go that way to bring it out. Yeah, pulled on the wick a little bit. It was rusted in place, but I just gently pulled on it and turned the wick riser knob and it came right out. So there is a lot of crud inside this poor old lantern. All that dirt just came out of the burner, and then I'm going to stick the camera in there, see if I can show you. Look at all the bugs and stuff in there, and I can see that they're going up into the air tubes. So I'm going to take this up to the garage and blow a bunch of air through all those air tubes, and then I'll be back and we'll get back to work on this. Okay, got all the bug debris blown out of there, blew out the air tubes. I should have recorded that. I've never seen so much stuff come out of the air tubes of the lantern when I blew it out. It must have been packed full of stuff, but I blew them out really good. I've showed my little tool on another video that I made for blowing those out, but I just have a little bent piece of brake line that you can stick in there and go right into the bottom of the air tubes with it. And then I can use my blowgun and blow into that. That's what I did, and it blew all kinds of crud out of there. So this definitely would not have burned well had I not blown that out. While I was up doing that, I also cleaned up my glass a little. It's not perfect. After I got back here, I could see that I could have scrubbed a little more, but it's better than it was. It'll do for right now. I also trimmed my wick off, stuck it back into the wick riser burner, and got it soaking in a little bit of kerosene, so it'll be pre-soaked. Lots of times I dump a little bit of denatured alcohol in a lantern to check for leaks, but although this has got a lot of surface rust, it's not very rusty, so I'm not too concerned. I'm just gonna put some kerosene in it and we'll see what happens. If it leaks, then I'll have to drain it out and start over, but I'm pretty confident that it's not going to leak. But I've said that before and had them leak, so we'll just see what happens here. I'm going to put quite a bit of kerosene in it because if it lights up and burns well, I'll let it go all night tonight. It says right on the side of it, guaranteed windproof. We'll try that out because it has been breezy this afternoon. I can put just a little splash more in there. Try to not overfill it and run it all over my picnic table. That'll do. Alright, well, really all we got to do is put it back together and see if it'll light. This one was not too much of a project. I thought about getting some evaporust and trying to de-rust the whole thing, but I like the way it looks now. So I think I'm just gonna leave it alone. Get this whole foot of wick fed back down into the tank. I think that's the longest wick I've found so far on any of the lanterns that I bought. There's still some bugs on the inside of that. Guess I'll knock those out of there quick. This thing has the most wick and the most bugs in any lantern I've ever bought. Of course, when I put the wick back in, I dripped fuel in the cap. Take a look at the bottom real quick just to make sure. Yep, bone dry. I think we're going to be good. I think that all we're going to have to do is pop it back together, maybe adjust this wire a little bit more so that it holds on to the globe good, and fire this thing up. Actually, I'm not too unhappy with that, just the way it is now too. I think they both could be sprung in just a little bit tighter, but I'll put the Made in Canada so it faces the front of the lantern here. Well, that definitely looks a little better than it did. Now I'll have to see if I can get it to light with the breeze blowing out here. All right, get a little break in the breeze here and try to get it lit before the wind starts blowing again. Okay, let's turn that down a little. That doesn't need to be that high. Well, what my chickens are hollering about over there. There we go. I trimmed the wick a little flatter across there so it wasn't pointing up high with the flame on one side and low on the other. That's a little better. So we'll let this sit back here and burn now. It is 3:06. So we'll leave it sit here and burn until it gets dark tonight, and then we'll come out here and get it and move it up to the hanger on the pool deck We'll let it hang out there all night tonight and burn all night tonight. We'll see you when it gets dark. Well, here we are. I don't even know what time it is now. I bet it's about 9:30. It's getting good and dark out here. See if we can zoom in good and see that Made in Canada on there maybe. Very cool. Let's walk up to the house up here. I should have shut off the porch light. Usually I shut off the porch light when I'm doing this, so the only light out here is the lantern, but didn't do that tonight. Let's walk up and we'll hang this up on the hook on the pool deck. You see that? That's not our cat. That's just a cat that moved into our house and thinks it lives here now. But in an effort to deter it, my wife bought it cat food, so I'm sure that that's going to go a long ways to get it to quit hanging around. Alright, let's take this up here. We'll hang it up on the hook up here. Let it go for the night. Thanks for watching, folks. If you haven't already hit the like and subscribe button, please do. Remember, you can check us out on Facebook. Just search Cutler's Antiques. It's easy to find. If you enjoy the content we're putting out and you want to help support our channel, the best way you can do that is when the ads come up, just let them play. If it's a long ad, let the first 30 seconds of it play before you skip it. That's enough to make it count. Thanks again for watching, folks. Come on back next week. We'll have a video or something here for you to watch.